ZWTraffic is an add-on which supports work in designing traffic organization. Its main task is to quickly insert vertical and horizontal signs. After the job is done, we can also create a list of used signs. I'm going to show you how the add-on works on Polish version, but there is also Czech and German. If you need, we can adapt the program to the signs in your country. Just let us know. Installing any add-on will cause an additional tab to appear in the upper part of the program window. We got tabs Home, Solid and so on, and there should be ZWTraffic tab. Commands can be selected from these icons. However, it is a good idea to put the icons to the screen as a toolbar. To do this, type the toolbar command and select correct group. Usually ZWCAD only contains one group here, but I have multiple add-ons installed and that is why I have more groups. The activated toolbars will appear somewhere on the screen. If you want the icons to be larger, then remember to check Large Buttons option. Which toolbar we take out depends on the designer. We take out the ones we used the most often. If you don't want the toolbar, just don't turn it on. Okay, I want to demonstrate how the add-on works with the example of such a map. Firstly, we will try to insert a give way sign next to this road. We don't know how to do this, we started the program for the first time ever, so what we should do now? What I'm going to show you now will also apply to our other add-ons. Somewhere among the icons we will find a textbook with a question mark. This is the add-on manual. If we click on it, we will be able to find out how the add-on works. So if you need, you can just check in the manual how to insert, for example, vertical sign. Our customers also have the option of technical support. You can call or write to us and simply ask how a function works. Okay, so let's try to insert the road sign. We select the symbol library, which is the first icon that is offered in the ZWTraffic add-on. When you click on the icon, you will see all the signs you can insert into the drawing. The library is updated from time to time because the law on road design changes quite often. For example, some new signs may appear. If necessary, it is also possible to add your own signs, which do not appear in any regulation. So, we choose the sign A7 for give way, and we choose the first way of inserting the sign to the drawing. Now, we need to specify its position, for example, in here. The next thing is rotation, and the easiest way to do this is to specify a point on the other side of the road, just like this. Here you can use the object snap perpendicularity. Then we define the position on the reference line. So it looks like this, and now you can click enter or space. I'm gonna close this window. And here we got the sign. What does it contain? We have a road post in here, we got a shield, a reference line, the description, and the face. The face is the graphic representation of the sign. It is important that a road sign inserted in this way should automatically be grouped, which makes our work easier when we want to, for example, remove the sign or move it to another location, because we can just click it and move it somewhere else. But as you can see, the grouping is not working now. Why is that? It's just because the grouping is turned off. We can turn it on in here. Now I'm choosing that grouping is working, and look, in here I can just move all the sign. But sometimes we just want to, for example, remove a description or move it to somewhere else. So in that case, we can turn off the grouping and just move the text like this. Easy, right? Remember, the grouping is still working, but it is not visible. The objects behave as if they were not grouped. Okay, when we go to the sign library, you will notice that there is several options for inserting a sign. This is because we do not always want to insert a sign on a road post. Sometimes we want to add a sign to an existing road post, and this is what the add sign option is for. So we can choose add sign, but before we do that, we need to select another sign, for example B20, which is stop. I'm choosing stop, and now I'm using add sign. The program asks me now select the face of sign. Okay, so I'm choosing this one, and as you can see, another sign was added to the existing post. This is not a new post. It is the same post, just with two signs on it. Now I will insert some signs quickly because I would like to show you a very important function. When we design an area with many signs, it would be nice to be able to count them. This is what the sign list option is for. It allows us to create a table. So just let me to put some new signs to the drawing. And another one. We select the add sign option, which is here, vertical signs report. We click on it. And now we need to add signs that we want in this report, in this table. So we are clicking add signs. And now program asks me to select the signs, but I can choose all of them. Just clicking all. And now I'm choosing insert option. And I'm deciding where to put the table. For example, somewhere in here. I'm going to close this window now. And as you can see, we got all signs counted in this table. Of course, there is more options, but I just wanted to show you the basic, the most important commands. And now we are going to move to horizontal signs. We also have many options here. I'm choosing horizontal signs. And as you can see, I can put demarcation lines, pedestrian crossing, or some text, or anything I want. Let's choose parking spaces, just for example. So I'm choosing parking spots. Here we can specify the size or the number of parking spaces, but it is not necessary. If I put the number of spaces at 0, what will happen then? The program will simply adjust the number of spaces automatically. So I'm choosing draw. Now the program asks me to choose the insertion point, for example, somewhere in here. Now I can choose the angle of rotation, for example, like this. Do you see this? I can adjust the number of spaces automatically. Okay, so I'm clicking another point in here. Now we can choose the side, this side or this. I'm choosing this side. And we can now specify the position of description. For example, in here, I do confirm it with space or enter. I'm choosing the sign state, for example, design it. And now I'm choosing the rotation of description, for example, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna close this window. Let's also try to insert some lane demarcation lines. So I'm gonna use another command. There is two commands for the same thing. They work similar, but they are not the same. I'm choosing, for example, the first one, axis. And now I can choose which lane I want to add. For example, let's choose continuous double line, which is here. I'm choosing draw option. And now the program asks me to select the road axis. For example, this line. Okay, now the program asks me to pick start, the first point. And now we need to choose the end of the line, for example, somewhere in here. As you can see, the line was added, actually two lines. And of course we need to choose the location of the description. For example here, I confirm it with space or enter. And now we can specify the rotation, for example like this. I'm gonna turn off the object snap. And I want it like this. If you need, you can always move the description by clicking on it. Let's add a stop line. We are choosing the axis command. I'm choosing a stop line, line of absolute stop. I'm choosing draw. Now I need to use the axis, which I drew before. I'm choosing start. I'm gonna need object snap. I'm choosing start and I'm choosing the end of the line. Now I need to choose where to put the description, for example here. Confirm that with space or enter, and we are choosing the rotation of the description. Maybe I'm gonna move it a little bit like that. Maybe I'm gonna tell you what is the difference between the first command here and the second one. When we are using the first command, which is axis, we can convert existing line to another, but when we are using the second command, we don't need any existing lines, okay? So when we are choosing the line command, we can choose, for example, this one. We are choosing draw, and as you can see, I do not need anything on the drawing. I do not need the line to convert it to another. So I just pick the begin and the end. Now I'm choosing the limited site and it is done, okay? So the first one, we need an existing line, and the second one, we do not need anything. We can just draw. I cleared the drawing because I wanted to show you something interesting. In ZWTraffic, we can check the passability. It helps us to check whether the selected car will simply fit through an intersection. Let's choose the passability option. I'm choosing, for example, passenger car. I'm choosing check passability. Now we can put the car somewhere in the drawing, and by clicking next points, we can check if the car will fit through the intersection. As you can see, this car totally will fit in this intersection. But how about other cars? Maybe other car will not fit. I'm gonna check this, maybe on this intersection. So I'm choosing again the command. Now I'm choosing, for example, tourist bus. I'm checking the passability, and now we can put the bus somewhere on the drawing. And now I'm going to try to draw this to make it possible. And as you can see, this tourist bus could fit through this intersection, but it will not be easy. And that's all. If you want to check the add-on ZWTraffic, you can download it to your computer. Remember, ZWTraffic has many commands. I showed you just the basic, but there is a lot more. Thanks for watching, bye!